This is Jeff. Jeff works as a nurse. Every day, Jeff comes in contact with a lot of people. But you don't have to be a doctor or a nurse or come in contact with a whole bunch of people to get sick. Lately, Jeff has had a fever. He has felt very tired. And he has had a dry cough. He's had a lot of the symptoms of a common cold. On top of these, he also has aches and pains, nasal congestion, runny nose, a sore throat, and diarrhea. Jeff knows that he could potentially be sick. Jeff looks up his symptoms onto Google. What comes back is really scary. Even though Jeff knows he shouldn't go to Melissa's birthday party, Melissa is his best friend, and he doesn't want to ruin her birthday. He goes anyway. While Jeff is at the party, since Jeff has viruses in his nose, and if he were to touch his face, that gets viruses on his hands. When he has viruses on his hands and he touches the napkin container to get a napkin, the spoon on the bowl and the side of the bowl, he gets viruses on all of them. And when these people that are behind him touch it, they get viruses on their hands too. If these people were to shake hands with or pat Melissa on the back or brush her hair out of her face, now they have viruses on them too. This lucky guy washes his hands before he eats, and so he is safe for the most part. However, when these people eat and it gets on their mouths, or if they were to scratch their noses, it gets in their nose. When this person wipes their nose, breathe it in, and it goes straight into their lungs. Now, let's look at this from a bigger perspective. When a little virus touches a lung cell, what it's trying to do is infect the cell. So let's call this a lung cell and this a virus. Let's look at the structure of a virus to start. Inside a virus, there's a little strand of something called RNA. RNA, which is similar to what we have in our bodies, DNA, but it's also not the same thing. RNA has the instructions to make more viruses. And that's exactly what it plans to do. These right here are like little keys. And if it fits inside one of these little outside pieces on the lung cell, like this, then it gets entry inside the cell. This is probably more to scale. So, what it does is it tries to get to the nucleus of the cell, which is this. The nucleus isn't this big. But when it gets to the nucleus, it takes over, and with its little strand of RNA, takes over and makes the cell make more viruses. So when the cell makes a whole bunch of viruses and they can't contain how many viruses there are anymore, it bursts. And then there's a whole bunch of viruses everywhere. Then those viruses go to this cell and try and fit its key into its lock. Fortunately for us, we have what are called antibodies in our body. When it sees a threat, such as a virus, in simple terms, it swallows it and disintegrates it and kills it. So, what can we do to protect ourselves from this? The best thing to do is to regularly wash your hands, as well as try to stay away from large crowds of people. This keeps both us safe and those around us safe. So, that's the story of COVID-19.